Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for letting me speak with you for a few minutes today. Please let me open with saying how truly impressed I have been with today's previous speakers and award recipients. I'm so humbled and honored to be up here today to give you the story behind the Echoes of Vietnam campaign. There was so much heart for this campaign from the very start. From our group at GroupeConnect, from our partners across agencies, and from our client, Bank of America. And soon, you'll know why. I had considered opening today with something light for a little laugh, and truthfully, to just get some of my nerves out. But in this case, it felt a little inappropriate. Too much went into this work, and I have so much respect for what it represents. The war is a heavy topic, and I wanted to stay true to that. In reviewing today's agenda, I thought the placement of this story was perfect. This campaign has all of the feels, and it is such a great way for us to lead into the social part of our program. We are in such a unique time culturally and globally, and for those complex reasons, I find this campaign particularly timely. The Echoes of Vietnam. Okay, so let me paint you a picture as to how we ended up with the campaign with Bank of America and the Vietnam War in the year 2017. I'm sure you're just as curious as I was. How do these two relate? Why does Bank of America have such a strong partnership with Ken Burns? And who is Ken Burns? The simplest answer: the bank has a very strong and real commitment to diversity and inclusion. They are passionate about our country. After all, they are Bank of America. They're passionate about the military, about employing our veterans, supporting varying perspectives, celebrating a diverse workforce, and supporting the arts. This set of core values led the bank to form such a strong and long-standing partnership with Ken Burns. For those of you unfamiliar with Ken Burns, a quick Google search would reveal he's an American filmmaker known for his style of using archival footage and photographs in his documentary films. So basically, he is a director of documentaries. He's most widely known for his documentaries on the Roosevelts and Intimate History, Jackie Robinson, and his most recent 10-part, 18-hour documentary series on the Vietnam War. This series features testimonies for over 100 witnesses in an attempt to gain new insights on a conflict in an era that seemed to generate more heat than light. The technique of the film is to show the war from differing perspectives, and the tagline from the promo poster is, "There is no single truth in war." Burns believed this series was about asking questions versus proclaiming answers, and in the hopes of shedding light on what we remember, what we've forgotten, and what we never knew. From what I've learned, the cultural and social movement that surrounded the Vietnam War has many parallels to the current times. Passionate discourse, understanding perspectives, empathy, listening, and making human connections are all in high demand. The parallels of Vietnam and the perspectives from that time can help us make sense of shaping the American future. Interestingly, this specific documentary series had been in the making for 10 years. Ken Burns started this in 2007. And the many parallels, while somewhat occurring by chance, only adds to the relevance. This is where Bank of America comes in. Bank of America was looking to drive positive brand sentiment among millennials and looking to do so with their largest corporate responsibility program, the sponsorship of Ken Burns' PBS documentary series, The Vietnam War. And this was the challenge to GroupeConnect. How do we best connect millennials with the Vietnam War? And not only that, how do we get them to truly see Bank of America as something more than just the underwriter for the documentary, but as a company that is fostering conversations by bringing the film and its issues that it raises to life, and then amplifying them in a way to make it relevant to contemporary life and culture. And the answer, clearly I'm bad at my slides, this wasn't the order that I had, was music. Music connects generations. Music connects emotions. We all have been there. You listen to a song and you immediately have this rush of emotions and memories that are associated with that song, and you're immediately transported back to that time where that song played a significant part in your life. Music, it was the defining medium for the Vietnam era to connect with today's world. And then we thought, what if we could take today's current artists and have them choose songs that felt connected to them and have them do covers of the songs? And then they could speak about why these songs connected with them. Brilliant. And even more brilliant was Ken Burns happened to have the rights to all of the music from this era. Spotify was truly the most natural partner for us to bring this idea to life. They are so artist-centric, which allowed us to choose the right artists we could partner with. They had the right production quality, and they had the right scale for the audience. We contracted with top artists such as, now my clicker's not working, such as the Lumineers, John Legend, and many more. And they recorded not only covers from songs from that era, but they also covered short clips about why that specific song resonated with them, as you just saw, hopefully, in the case video. So we've got this interesting idea, we have these strong partnerships, and we've got great music. And now here's where the rubber meets the road. We need to get our millennial audience to tune in not just to our playlist, but to the documentary, and to drive positive sentiment around Bank of America and the reason why they are sponsoring it. So we leveraged Spotify and our artist partnerships to the fullest. We ran the ads that we've all come to expect within Spotify, so promoting the playlist within pre- and mid-roll ads, and then a promotional playlist within the Browse tab. And then we also decided to distribute artist content across different relevant genres and playlists, and then tapped into our artists to pin their covers to the top of their libraries. And then we turned to social, where we knew we could touch our audience in places that they were. So across Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, we distributed content from Bank of America, Spotify, and all of our featured playlist platforms. And each of them had pushed out messaging surrounding the documentary, the playlist, and the sponsorship Bank of America played. All of these promotional elements drove to one centralized multimedia content hub hosted by Spotify, where there was strong brand attribution, and listeners could have access to all of the original content that was developed exclusively for Bank of America. And as you just heard, the campaign was incredibly successful. All of the metrics beat Spotify's partnership averages. And even further, the Echoes of Vietnam drove attitudinal impact that was key to the program's success. The bank had a 17% increase in positive favorability towards the brand, with the highest lifts among millennials. And one of the most impactful results was the $750,000 raised to support our featured artist cause. So how did it perform? So by the numbers, I'd say it crushed it. As Bank of America's agency of record, we are continuing to push the boundaries for them. Being such a highly regulated, conservative company, there are so many reasons why you should shy away from the unexpected. And in this instance, this was not just a win for the bank because of the breakthrough results, but it was also a win for us as an agency. It's a true testament of when you can bring together creative, media, and technology and marry it with heart and smarts of one kick-ass team. I have to thank everyone who put a lot of passion and grit and feels into this campaign and made it happen. This is a campaign that I'm so proud of, and I'm so thankful to have been able to share with such an elite group of advertisers as you all today. So now my single plug. is that you put in your earpods and that you tune in to the Echoes of Vietnam on Spotify. Thank you.
Let's welcome back to the stage Anne-Marie Sievertson.
Okay, we are minutes away from cocktails. That's the great news. I hope you'll all stay and hang out and meet more of each other and compliment each other's work. And of course, if you want to know more about podcasts or WBUR or Endless Thread in particular, I'll be out there as well. So please come say hi, and thank you to the Ad Club for having me here today. But before we go, very, very important last award, the last Maven Award to give for today, which is the category is called Change for Good. And this category honors a team whose work successfully created a positive change in thinking or humanity. The recipient is GroupeConnect for Bank of America's campaign Echoes of Vietnam. And joining us on stage to accept the award is Audra Curran, who you just met. So please welcome Audra Curran back to the stage. I have to mention Kate Sherrill as well. Kate from GroupeConnect,